These days, selfies are a way of expressing where you are, who you're with, what you're doing, who you are, and how you're feeling. Now, selfies aren't for everybody, but in case selfies are for you, I've got a few tips and tricks just to make your selfies work a little bit harder for you. First thing to think about is light, and that's probably the most important thing to think about. If I take a selfie right now, I've got the sun pretty much behind me. If I just go to my front-facing camera, framing it like that, I can't really see my face. It's as though the camera doesn't quite know what to expose for. It knows the sun's behind me, so it's trying to adjust itself for that, yet it can't quite make out my face. I'm coming out a bit like a silhouette. So if I just turn myself around instead, I've now got the sun kind of shining in my face, and I've got a bit of background there, but now all of a sudden the camera knows that, there's my face, that's what I'm going to focus on, and I get a much better image straight away. Now, on that point, you can try to be a little bit creative, and if you've got the sun right behind you and your head's almost hiding it, you can get what's called the halo effect. Now, this is advanced stuff, and you may need to experiment a bit, and every phone works a little bit differently with this, but just positioning your head between you and the sun, just like this, it's actually come out quite well. There we go. It can see your face, and what you get is the background gets blown out. You get terrific backlighting on the back of your head, and it looks great. Like I say, you may just need to play around with your phone and see if that works for you. Now, the other thing that people talk an awful lot about is the angle at which you hold your phone when you take a selfie. Now, one thing which is universally seen as being a bad idea is to hold it down and look up at it. And I mean, even looking at this, what I'm seeing are quite a lot of chins. I'm seeing a lot of shadows on my face as well. So the general wisdom is to hold it up and look down like this. So just holding it up a little bit and looking down a little bit actually gives quite a pleasing look. Everyone's got a different shaped face, so experiment with what works for you, but this just slightly above my nose towards my eye line seems to work quite well for me. And also, just have a play around at how far away you hold your phone as well. And the third thing is, you don't have to look straight on like it's a passport photo. Turn your face to the side a little bit. Experiment with a cheeky smile. Now, speaking of arm's length, there is one bit of kit that also gets maligned quite a lot, and that is the selfie stick. I really like selfie sticks. I've got some of my favourite shots of me and my family using one of these. So forget about what everyone else thinks. If you want to get a good shot, then it's definitely worth getting used to using one of these in public places. So with this one, all I do is clip my phone in like that. Make sure it's nice and safe, because the last thing you want is your phone falling out and smashing on the floor, particularly if you're on holiday or on a day trip. And then, like this one here, has got the telescopic arm, extend it to its length. Now, a mistake that many people make is actually getting the arm that's taking the shot into the selfie. We don't want that, so just make sure that you're angling the phone, taking a look at what's in the background as well. Selfie sticks like this have actually got a little shutter release, so you're not having to reach up and press a button and spoil all the framing. I can just press a button on the handle and hey presto, there's my selfie. Now, another thing that you can do is to put a little delay on here. Put a self timer on so that when you press the button on your shutter release, it doesn't take the picture straight away, but it waits 2 or 3 seconds or however long. And the reason that's useful is that very often either pressing the shutter release on the phone or on the handle just gives a little bit of movement. You know, the act of you pressing the button causes the phone to shake a little bit. Get rid of that shake, press the button, and then ready yourself. Of course, not everyone walks around with a selfie stick, particularly one with the remote shutter release thing, but don't worry, I've got a hack for that. Many people do walk around with some headphones, one of these hands-free kits that gets bundled in with the phone. Not so many people know that you can use one of these as a shutter for your phone, and that's really useful when taking selfies. Let's give it a try. So Just going to frame up this shot with this lion behind me. And, let's see. There we go. Without having to do any awkward sort of pressing or pushing or anything, I can just press the button here and it takes the shot on the phone. Perfect. What I'm trying to do now is to get a picture of Big Ben. I know it's not called Big Ben. It's Big Ben Tower in the background. However, the sun is also behind me, so this is a chance for me to try that halo shot that I talked about earlier on. And I'm pleased to say that it is working. The camera is not only getting the sunlight, but it's also getting my face and it's getting Big Ben Tower behind me. So, now after you've taken a shot, here's another tip. Check the shot. Check the picture you've just taken to make sure it's how you thought it turned out, because there's nothing worse than taking a load of pictures and getting back home thinking that they were, you know, perfectly formed, and then seeing there was a massive fingerprint over the lens that was messing up all of your shots of the day, or there's a bit of lunch stuck in your teeth, or your hair wasn't quite right. Take a few pictures, then check them, and then take them again in case there's anything wrong. Do that.